You know, I remember seeing this game in a trailer, just a trailer, not even a video game that had been released to Steam. No, I randomly saw this on YouTube ads and I thought to myself, yo, let me go see what Palworld is. And I got to see it and I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is like Monster Rancher, except you get to explore the world and just enjoy yourself and just, build up the world that you want it to be. But, I never really expected it to blow up this way. And I'm talking about it gained its popularity, selling 25 million confirmed copies, and potentially having 32 million players that played this game. It is absolutely just wild. But you know who we have to thank for that? Do you know how we have to thank because they decided to do this? We have to thank Nintendo and the Nintendo fanboys for giving the popularity to Palworld. Like, they even tried to tear this game down after release. But guess what? That didn't work in itself. But, back to my main point in here. So, besides taking those L's that I haven't seen in a very long time, especially when it was like PlayStation and Xbox ABK lawsuit going on, Nintendo has consistently, ever since the start of this little lawsuit going on between Nintendo and Palworld, they have been taking L after L after L repeatedly. Now, it might not be directly in the court, but it's in the patent offices. I'm not joking right now. Since they patented things like flying mounts, throwing sub creatures out so they could battle, and I forgot what the other patent was, but you know what I'm talking about, guys. But I've been watching this court case happen on and on and on. And everybody thought Nintendo, their god and savior over here, could never bleed. They could never just get hurt at all. Well, here's a bit of a news flash. Everyone bleeds. Everybody's got weak points. So does Nintendo. And you know what the best part of this all is? The fact that they use their trump card in the situation against the Palworld developers over here has absolutely backfired on them. And it is absolutely delicious. And you know what though? Before we jump into the patent side of the lawsuit, how about we go ahead and talk about an analyst and what they say about the financial issue that is going on with Nintendo with this lawsuit. Nintendo might not be able to recoup legal expenses of Palworld lawsuit even if it wins, Japanese attorneys suggest. According to Kurihara, a Pocket Pair has been following a standard legal strategy to defend itself so far. This concludes denying infringement, claiming invalidity of Nintendo's patent rights based on prior art found in existing games, which is what I've been saying for the past 9 months, that they cannot go after, like they could use this as a defense against Nintendo, basically saying they're just full of it, they're up in their fifis for coming after us. So basically the next part goes like this. He notes that while some past lawsuits like the Nintendo versus Kloop Kloop? Yeah. Infringement case saw Nintendo in overwhelmingly advantaged position. The Nintendo case feels much less one-sided by comparison. This time, it appears to be a typical patent infringement case where both parties are engaging in a rapid back and forth, pushing for invalidity and infringement respectively. Ooh, Interesting, Kurihara also suggests that the scale of this lawsuit could potentially make it somewhat fruitless for Nintendo. To assert its claims against Palworld, Nintendo is employing lawyers from TMI Associates, one of Japan's top 5 law firms, which has multiple case bases across Japan, Singapore, Silicon Valley, London, etc., and specializes in intellectual property cases. Oh, yeah, No, Nintendo's not playing around. Palworld's developers really got in their feelings over this one. On the other hand, Pocket Pair is also represented by major international law firm Nishimura and Ashii, with both parties enlisting high-profile legal teams. Holy cow, they are clashing. Kurihara comments, although it's a crude point to bring up, I can't help but to think that Nintendo may not be able to recoup the legal cost even if they win. The exception would be if Nintendo were to increase their claim amount from the current 10 million yen, around 67,000 USD. So translation to anybody that doesn't understand the words that came out of my mouth earlier, basically the lawsuit over here, even if Nintendo wins this, basically they're not going to recuperate the money that they lost on this lawsuit. And this is some top lawyers too. That's a pretty penny that is ticking every single hour that Nintendo is using them. On top of that too, I'm pretty sure that war chest over there is starting to look a little scarce over there. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna get fired for this. Like, I'm not joking at all. Since, what was it, the PlayStation ABK deal that was going on, Jim Ryan magically resigned. Yeah, I think we're about to have an electric boogaloo over here with Nintendo. Like, dude, we've been telling these people, don't do it. It's not going to help. Please, just make some better products with us. But no, you ignored us. And you know what? Karma's coming for you. And you know what? Speaking of karma too, let's move on to the next segment. Japan's patent office rejects key patent application and Nintendo's Palworld lawsuit. Wait, which patent got rejected? I have to know this. Nintendo's ongoing legal campaign against Palworld developer Pocket Bear has hit another roadblock. A key patent in Nintendo's Monster Capture family, one that sits right between two patents, currently being asserted in the Tokyo District Court, has been rejected by Japan's patent office. The decision cites a lack of innovative step, pointing directly to older games as Ark, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, Cantena Collections, I probably slaughtered that, and Pokemon Go. Damn, you're telling me the company, Niantic, not Game Freak, I think it was Game Freak, that licensed out Pokemon, or whoever in the mixture, Nintendo or the Pokemon, that licensed Pokemon out to them, is coming back to bite them in the ass. Pokemon Go has reared its ugly head and took a chunk out of Nintendo's ass. Ho ho ho! This is absolutely poetic. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So if anyone doesn't know what patent here that just got voided right here, from what I did a little research on, because I actually went to the legal document and found everything, this is the monster capturing patent. Yeah, this is one where, you supposedly throw this little capsule at something and then you capture the mon. Yeah, guess what? That's one of the biggest ones that got rejected straight out of Nintendo's court case. Yeah, this is only going to get worse for Nintendo. And like I said, the L's just keep coming for Nintendo day and freaking night. Nintendo may lose another patent amid the Palworld lawsuit. This time for summoning creatures. Please let them lose this, because I don't want good franchises like Digimon or Shin Megami Tensei to absolutely get wrecked by this. It's unfair for them to get affected by this, because Nintendo over here is in their fifis about this little tiny game that would have never affected them in the first place if their fans just shut their mouths and Nintendo looked the other way. It seems Nintendo is at risk of losing another patent that had already been approved by the US Patent and Trademark offices. This patent resolved around the summoning of characters or creatures to fight alongside the player's characters. It seems the events at the GPO have inspired the USPTO to re-examine this patent. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Did you guys even read the patent that was submitted by Nintendo? Like, I gotta rant about this for a second. Like, they submitted this. Summoning a creature. Do you know how many video games do that on a daily basis? We are talking about like thousands on top of thousands. Like, why this did not cross your guys' mind at all absolutely mind boggles me to my absolute core. Anyway, back to this. According to a report by GamesFrey, USPTO Director John A. Squires personally ordered that Nintendo's patent, which was filed in lieu of the lawsuit against Palworld, be re-examined. It seems patents filed by Konami in 2002 and Nintendo in 2019 feature very similar mechanics. The patent in Japan was rejected the very same reason. So you're telling me the past of Nintendo is coming to bite them in the ass. Ooh, I like all that. It's not very common for the director to directly order such a re-examination. In fact, something like this hasn't happened in over a decade. So it's not very, so it can't be very common. It's been a decade. Holy cow. Ooh. That's just, ooh. That's another setback for Nintendo. You're talking about taking another L just like PlayStation did in the ABK deal. Now, a lot of you are probably sitting there thinking to yourself, hey Gara, how is any of this going to help Palworld and the lawsuit against Nintendo? How is it going to help them, like, at all? Let me explain this real quickly. If the main reason that you are suing a company gets pulled out under from you and you don't have that evidence anymore, one or two things are going to probably happen. Either you're going to lose the court case, or B, it's going to be dismissed. And either of those options, oh, I am giddy with those options. You want to know why? Because even if they dismiss the court case and there's no winners or losers in this situation, Nintendo lost money and they get the bad rep from this that they decided to abuse their powers against an indie dev. And it would make it even better if they lose this court case. Because if they lose this court case, it sets a standard that multiple judges will follow out through the whole years. Do you understand that? Do you understand that we'll have an official way, just like we did with copyright on YouTube, an official way for judges to go back and make their rulings on stuff? Now, if you want my opinion on this whole thing real quickly, even though I kind of sparkled it through the whole video, I don't think Nintendo's going to win. Like, it would be a very, very rare case if Nintendo did manage to somehow pull out a win from this. I'll be really shocked in this situation. On top of that too, I think they're going to lose. Like, no, the way that it's going on right now and how they're talking about the patents and everything, I really think they're going to lose. Just due to the fact that is the language that is going around this whole patent. It's bad news for Nintendo. It's bad news bears, definitely. But you know what, though? I think that's all that we're probably going to hear throughout the rest of this year about the Palworld lawsuit going on, because around this time, they start to get a little easier around this time. They don't make any much advancements in the court case, and it's just like, we'll just push this off to next year. As the legal proceedings like to do these type of things. But you know what, though? I appreciate you guys clicking on this video. I truly do. And if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys and just get to know and listen to your guys' side of things. You know, that's what I truly appreciate. On top of that too, if you enjoy the type of content I pump out to you guys constantly, well, subscribe to the channel because I'll definitely have more coming for you guys. But besides that, fam, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.